In the late 80s, early 90s, the Seattle entertainment district exploded with the popularity of the grunge music scene. On a typical Friday or Saturday night, street food vendors would be hustling to feed late-night foodies/music lovers that were coming out of these music venues, and thus the Seattle hot dog was born. And although there are many versions of it, today we are giving you our favorite version of it, but more importantly, giving you a little history of how this Seattle food favorite came to be. Here on Al Lunacy Queuing. Hey, welcome back, my good people. I'm Al Lunacy, and this is Al Lunacy Queuing. Today we have another hot dog video for you. It's been some time since we've done one, so I figured today was a good day. But before we start the prep for the hot dog, I'd like to give a little bit of a background history about how this dog came to be. As the 80s came to a close, the popularity of 80s hair metal bands went with it. The rise of the grunge music scene with its raw anti-establishment sound and image directly contributed to the decline of glam hair metal bands of the 80s. Bands like Nirvana, Soundgarden, Mother Love Bone, Alice in Chains, and others were regulars in the music bar scene of Pioneer Square. One of the more popular venues within the Pioneer Square district was a bar called The Central. On the front sidewalk between The Central and J&M Cafe, Hadley Long, a vegetarian food vendor from Ohio, operated a bagel cart and came up with the idea of the Seattle dog. Hadley's version of the dog was a Bialy stick dog with or without cream cheese, spicy hot link, or all beef frank, with the most popular being the spicy with cream cheese. The condiment selections were sauerkraut, jalapeno, pepperoni, diced onions, relish, mustard, ketchup, and barbecue sauce for the queuing peeps. Years later, others followed and made their version of the dog that included sriracha, cabbage, grilled veggies, bacon, chili sauce, and the list goes on. Hadley's Bagel Dogs is no more, as he left Seattle in the late 90s, but he certainly left his mark on the city. Throughout the years, different versions of the Seattle dog have emerged. Often disputed by purists on what truly is a Seattle dog, it is agreed at least that a typical Seattle dog must have a toasted bun, spread with cream cheese, a grilled frank sliced in the middle, topped with grilled onions. All other toppings depend on the vendor making the dog. Our version of the dog will be a few of my favorite toppings from the different versions I have researched. So let's get the cook started. It's been over 35 years since Hadley Long ventured into the making of the Seattle dog. We were able to catch up to Hadley before I finished editing this video, so I figured I'd include the interview right before the taste test. Hadley Long, thank you for making it out today. Appreciate you taking the time, man. How you doing today?
Doing well in Southeast Ohio. Thank you very much, and thanks for having me on your channel.
Real quick, I was going to ask you a few questions in relation to the Seattle dog. The first one being, if you can give us a description or describe a typical night of you working the cart.
Oh, well, my typical night being that I was in the cabaret district of Pinehurst Square, Seattle's #1 nightclub district. I would start it off with a little pre-funk. I would visit my friends, my bartender friends at other clubs, so that I got a little pre-funk going. And then come about 8 o'clock at night, I would start prepping. I would get my custom Bialy sticks, and I had to hand slice every single one of them by hand, slice them by hand. Then I would put a smear of cream cheese on both sides of this custom Bialy stick, bagel dough. And it took a few hours to get all those done. And then I'd dice my onions, and then come 10 o'clock at night, that's when the bands start. Bands start usually at 9. I would push my cart out at 10 o'clock. I'd get started at 10 o'clock, and I'd just watch the whole nightlife begin. Come midnight, peak time at midnight, and then just watch, I'd call it a circus. You just watch the circus go by in the street, unfolded right in front of my eyes. And then come 2 a.m., when the clubs closed at 2 a.m., the bands were done playing. Everybody had to get out of the bars at 2 a.m. The streets were packed. Busy time.
Got you. During this time, did you meet any famous people or any bands that were playing around the grunge scene back then?
I would say I met every single one of them. You name them all. I've served them all. Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, new Pearl Jam before they were Pearl Jam.
Right.
Pearl Jam, of course, make it famous, but they were Mother Love Bone first.
Right.
The Melvins, on and on. If they're from Seattle, because they all got started at the Central Tavern. The Central Tavern was the mecca and the hub of the grunge scene, and I was right next door. Go figure.
Almost 4 decades later, what are you up to now?
Yeah, I'm semi-retired. I only have to work 20 hours a week.
Nice.
I got bartending. I moved to the town I went to high school in. Mm-hmm.
Well, Hadley, I appreciate you taking the time. And any last shout-outs you'd like to give?
Oh, my, all of Seattle. I've had so many people help me with my assistants. I had a lot of assistants over the years. The best thing about business, the relationships you build. And then I was fortunate to be there for so many years. I built so many relationships with people. Still dear close friends that I get to follow through social media and Facebook and such. So shout out to every single one of them. But they know who they are. And long live grunge.
Philadelphia cream cheese with that slotted dog, then that chili sauce on top, on the side, with 2 slices of bacon, grilled cabbage, sauté onions, and grilled jalapenos.
The dog was friggin' fantastic. Hadley, my hat's off to you for getting it all started. Well, my good people, I hope you enjoyed the story of the Seattle Dog. I was and I still am a huge fan of the grunge music scene, so I thought it'd be cool sharing. Had, I appreciate you sharing some of your memories before the closing of the video. And so, my good people, leave us a comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. As always, take care of yourself and each other. We'll see you again very, very soon.